Okay, great. Um, so since I was developing, I'm currently developing Pianofall. I'm trying to add some extra improvements, and I do that with cloud. So it's basically AI development, and I wanted to show a little bit of how I do that. So we have the ear training here, right? Where there you go. Damn it. That's a good addition. So if we play if I try to play the right note, after 3 attempts, it should automatically play the note again. So I'm gonna ask Cloud to implement that. So after I noticed that I kind of lose track of the original tone that was played when I'm in ear training mode, and after 3 attempts, I think we should play the sound again and display on the screen as well. No, don't display on the screen what note was played. Never mind about that. So after 3 wrong attempts, let's play the sound again. So I have a remote session, and this is my the website that I'm running it at, where it's developing. So Cloud is going to do that on the background, and I will get back to this later. What else? There's a scroll bar visible. Do you see that? We don't want that, so I'm going to ask Cloud to remove that scroll bar as well. So there's a scroll bar. That is visible? There's a scroll bar. We have this songs sidebar, which has a scroll bar, and that works great. But then there's also, since we added practice drills, a scroll bar was created next, like in the sidebar, and we don't want that. So let's see. Maybe we should have tabs, and by default we open the song library tab, right? So it shows sound library on the top. That is opened by default, and if then we have practice drills and play with your keyboard and credits and licenses. We can once I tab practice drills, it collapses the sound library and it actually shows the practice drills. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm sending that, like I do the voice recording, and I'm sending that to Cloud directly. So it should have integrated that ear training thing now. So let's see. We hit play. Gonna do it wrong on purpose now. It's gonna play it again, but it was a little bit too fast, right? So right now, like, we integrated the play the sound again after 3 attempts, but we should give it like a second or half a second before we do it, else it's unexpected. And maybe in that, like, maybe we show it on the screen in the canvas as well, playing again, so we notify the user of it. Okay, great. So it's working on the sidebar stuff. I don't think it did anything yet. That's a little bit too fast. Anyway, let's see, what else do we have that we could fit? Oh, that is a good example. Because we're in ear training mode, and I kind of wanted to go to this. Maybe there might be another issue, because I don't hear the preview now either. Oh, okay, there's the preview. Okay, good. But there's another issue, because if I hit the stop button, it doesn't actually stop. So now okay, there you go. So when I press the play preview button song, it starts playing and it displays the stop button, but when I hit the stop button it doesn't actually stop. So we'll add that. That's a kind of like a quick fix, so you can figure that out. But what are we looking at here? If I'm in ear training mode, I think the sound library should. Wait, no, we shouldn't even have, because that's also all songs mode. So when we're in ear training modes, the sidebar should basically disappear, because we don't really use the sidebar at all. When we're in ear training mode, the sidebar should disappear, because the sidebar is only relevant for songs mode. Where did this come from? What is this? Why is there no go away? What the hell? What is this? I don't use Windows. I don't know how to. It's MSN. Why did that start? No, disable. I want it gone. How do you? Where do I even start? Is this a Windows touchscreen issue where? Wow. Okay, I have no idea. Anyway, so maybe it fixed the sidebar meanwhile. I didn't yet. It's still doing that. So it's still working on that on the background. It has a little bit of a queue of stuff to work on, right? Let me see if we can find anything else. I think this is an issue, right? Because this is not a chord. So I still see an issue where I'm playing notes with my right hand, with my left hand, and then with my right hand I play another note and it's seen as a chord. This is like, there's two ways to detect a chord, right? In the song, where it's displaying on the song, you see it here, D, M, A, M. And then there's also a chord detection for user input. And it seems that for user input, we still detect chord chords, I don't know, even if it's a combination of the left and right hand. Okay, so we'll send that into, it's working on the song, like you see that it's a little bit off here now, right? So it's working on that, but the app still is still functioning, so that's okay. It did fix the sidebar now. So let's see, we reset it. Let's see. I think it's correct that it stops there. We could add a feature where there's only 80% correctness necessary to continue with a song. Yeah, there might be an error margin. I'm gonna ask. Could we build in some kind of error margin where we do notify the user of playing a wrong note, a key. Um, but we allow it to happen. I'm not sure how we should do that. Can you? So okay. So to explain the issue, sometimes I'm playing and I'm in a flow, and I hit a wrong note or I do something wrong. But I do want to continue with the play, right? It doesn't have to be like 100% correct, because else any mistake stops the user, gets the user out of that flow. In that case, we could, in the end, tell the user that he was 80% correct or 70% or whatever, but we don't always want to stop. We don't always want to require the player to play the exact same notes. Any recommendations for that? And like for this one, please reply in an audio message with your suggestions. Okay. We have this song. Ooh, this is not good. I mean, I get the point. This note works. That works very beautifully. But this is not good. Okay, we have some chord progressions now. I didn't test this yet. And this should be, oh, it's, yeah, progressions. Nah, this should be looped, right? That's not good. So when I do the practice drills, it's like the exercise is finished very quickly, and I think for the practice drills we should either endlessly repeat that or repeat it, I don't know, like 12 times or something. Maybe we should go with that, whatever you think is a good idea for a piano player to get the repetitions, to get used to these repetitions. Yeah, because now I just played like for 10 seconds or something. Okay, circle of fifths. That's gonna be interesting. I like that. Ooh. Oh, and I think this should also repeat itself a few times, right? With the circle of fifths, the idea is that you, whoops, get back where you started, so it's like a natural progression. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know a lot about piano, but here it should restart and go back to, you know, you want to do that a few times. So let's refresh the page and see if there's still an issue. Yeah, song library is still an issue. What else did we do? We did something for the ear training. I already forgot. So I still see an issue where I'm playing notes. Yeah, that's something different. Like secondary. Okay, yeah. So we had an issue where the same key would be played directly after, like while my my sound was still playing. So let's see. It's playing again, and then it plays again. So that's great. Let's do it wrong. I think it should still be a little bit longer than that. So the playing again thing that you implemented, let's double the time that it takes. We can show the playing again directly, and then let's give it double the time that it uses now before play it again. Note before the note is played again. Great. Where is it now? So when I press the play preview button for a song, okay, right, we have that one. So I play this, and I stop it. That works now. Great. Okay, that works. Fixed. When we're in ear training mode, the sidebar should disappear. It does now. That's also great. Oh, intervals. That works nicely. Oof, I have no idea. Okay, that refill was way too. So when we refill a chord, a chord, choir, CHORD. When we play that, what did I want to say? And we press refill, like we make a mistake or we cannot find the chord. We press refill. It should stay in screen as until I actually play it, and then it should go to the next one, right? So it should play refill, but then we stay in the game until I play it instead of skipping to the next one. Good. I don't think it replied to me in audio, but might have ignored that. That's alright. So many things at the same time. I'm probably overflowing it a little bit. So the error margin. Wait. Let's go back. This is all fixed, right? Yeah, that's good. We can test that. Where was that? It was in, I think it was here. It still did it. Where? Don't get it. That's kind of correct. That is correct. If you play that with the right hand, it should show that, yeah. Okay, that's okay. So that was not an issue to start with. Could we build in some kind of error margin? Let's see if it did that. Reset. No error margin. But I might have asked for advice on that. Advice. Let me the audio failed. The 11 Labs API key is being rejected. That's interesting. Maybe I'm out of credits. Anyway, let's recommendation: add a separate Strict practice 1, advance until you play the exact right note, so any slip stalls you and kills the flow. That's correct. Add a separate flow performance mode alongside the strict one that never blocks you. Tempo based, the piece scrolls at its own tempo like a backing track and you play along. Each note is judged hit or miss. I don't think that's a good idea. Forgiving step mode still moves note by note, but a mistake slides by and it keeps going instead of blocking. Track correct hits. Plan, keep today's strict mode as practice. Add flow that runs. Okay, I do agree with the flow mode, that like we have a strict mode and a flow mode. I think we should display that underneath the left, right and both options, so we can have flow and strict mode, but I don't think that should be tempo based. I think we should just, when you choose the flow modes, any mistake it's a difficult one actually. So if I would play, I don't know how that should exactly work, but it should continue as long as you're within 70% correctness. Can we implement something like that? And for this one, let's make a plan first and show it to me, and a few bullet points of how the system is going to work, then I accept it before we do any integration. Alright, what was the other stuff? Forgiving step mode, yeah. Each drill now loops progression. Oh, right. We have the ear, no, it was not ear training, it was practice drills. So this is now looping a little longer, right? So that's great. I don't like this progression, doesn't sound good to me. 12-bar blues. I don't know, is this the right way of integrating this? Oh, maybe it's played at the same time. I'm not playing it at the same time. Don't like it. Oof. This is not right. What do I usually do? I'm completely lost. What do I usually do? Oops. But what do we do here? The 12-bar blues. I'm not familiar with it. I guess I get this. Oops. So we kind of do the same thing, right? But this is not a way to practice. Whoops. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Oops. It's not the right, I don't know what to change about this yet. But this is not the right way yet. Okay, so it's kind of like. Nah, it's not. What do I do? But this is not the right way to do that. Let's see. We'll get back to this later. I'm not sure. The practice drills are not good. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll get back to that later. The flow mode, the proposed plan. Okay, the refill button was there first. So when we're in chord mode and we say this, then I'm forced to play it. So that's good. What is that? Ugh. I also don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. Okay. Let's finish with the flow mode. So what did it? Strict versus flow is a practice style toggle under the hand buttons. And tell me nothing built yet. Yeah, okay. So, whoops. Again. UI, a new strict flow toggle. Yeah. In flow, a small live accuracy meter shows near the progress text. Where's the progress text? I don't know where the progress text is. Oh, maybe that. I don't know. But I agree with it anyway. We can later move the position. Core behavior. You still play at your own pace. Nothing scrolls on a clock. Every note you play advances the cursor, so you're never stuck. Play the correct notes for the current hit. That would mean that if I play this, it would also continue. I'm not sure if that's the right, but we can play around with it and improve it later. Playing all the expected notes is hit. A wrong note counts the chord as a miss and moves past it. Only reasonable rule. Flag if you're one reasonable rule. I'm not sure. The tracker rolling occurs over roughly the last 16 notes. So one early slip doesn't doom you, and a rough patch is what matters, not the whole piece. The gate only kicks in after the first 8 notes. If a rolling accuracy stays at 70%, you continue to the end. If it drops below 70%, the run stops. Flow broken. I don't know. I don't think we should stop. I don't think we should stop at a 70%. When you're in flow, you can continue as long as you like. But yeah, let's drop that 70% gate for now and just continue. So scoring, count hits, wrong notes and missed. For now, we also don't have to implement any scoring thing, so it's just that we allow some space to make errors. That's what we want to implement now. Open choices for me to confirm the rolling window. Yeah, I think that's correct. Below 70%, we're not going to do that. Skip on wrong versus wait for completion. Based on the feedback that I gave, start implementing. Okay, we'll see where that leads. So when it stays. I don't wanna. It stays within this octave basically, and when I activate any octave, it can go to higher notes as well. Did it fix? No, it didn't fix that. Please, when we have the song library opened, the songs hover or show above the other menu options. That's not what we want. Although I realize in that case we should have a scroll bar inside the song library and not in the full sidebar. So the vertical scroll bar should be inside the body of the song library, and the song library can be as high as the space allows. So that can grow as long as it respects that it needs space for practice drills and the other menu items that we have there. Okay, so we can take a little break and have Cloud implement this stuff. So even simpler, no scoring, just room to make errors. Implementing now a strict flow toggle under the hand buttons. Great. Right. I want my phone. I also want to check if this is actually live. Oh, it is. Good. New sidebar issue. Let me build it. So it's still building stuff. completely lost track now, right? Even if I try to play it correct. Huh. So how do we deal with that? It's like when the app notices you play, maybe we should do it like that. When, oh no, I was gonna say, when the app notices that you play three notes, three keys correctly, it should take off from there. It should reset your position, but that's not the right way to deal with it. So I'm gonna throw this thought into cloud as well. Well, actually, first we let it finish whatever it's doing because it might fix the issue that we're seeing now. This is, you don't want that to happen. That's just like playing the right tunes. Right? Like, okay. Imagine, I do really want to play this song and do it correctly. Like, let's take a song that I don't know, right? See how that goes, or that I'm not that good in. We need to get rid of that yellow ugly thing because that's super annoying, doesn't fit the rest of the app either. I'm confused already. No, this does not work. Does it? I'm so confused. I'm not even sure if I made a mistake now. That's also. I'd be surprised if I didn't. That's definitely mistakes, and I don't hear back about that, so that's a problem. So I notice in the flow state that I can play whatever I want, and that's not what we're looking for. I'm also not aware of making any mistakes. So maybe we should play a error sound or something when that happens. And also maybe after three wrong, yeah, that's probably the solution. After playing three wrong keys in a row, we should stop. Something like that. So there's an acceptance of, maybe there's a acceptance of playing five wrong keys or something, or a percentage. Should be something smart. And as I'm not capable of coming up with something smart now, let's have the AI deal with that. So please, can you make a smart solution for the problem we're describing here? first try both. That means that it fixed the song library, and we can see that it actually fixed that, so that's great. That works very well now. Then the flow. Let's go back to this song. Gotta play it raw on purpose. Ooh, errors. And then it stops, right? So it accepted the song of the... Confused now. Right. Oh, I'm doing it so wrong. Let's reset it. This works great. This is good. Yeah, so I made some mistakes. It accepted the mistakes. I just don't like the error sound yet. So the error sounds horrible. It sounds like the speaker is broken or something. So can we replace that with a nicer? With a nicer error sound? It could be just like maybe we make it a very low, or a combination. Like we can use one of the MIDI sounds, one of the keyboard sounds, right? Yeah, very low one, or a mix of two, or something. Like figure something out. But that generally this works very well. Ah, I thought it was in this octave, but I don't hear that. Okay, beautiful. The interval and the chord, I think those work pretty good now. That still works. But yeah, we have that ugly error note. It replaced it. Soft, low, minor second on the real piano. I don't hear any error sound now. Wow, what the fuck was that? No, that's not good. Actually, I do hear an error sound now, but what? Why did we hear it now? Ugh. It's scary, man. I get it. Maybe it needs interaction first. So if I do this, yeah, no, that's so. Two issues. I think after refresh, we should probably have a start button, because else the browser is not allowed to play any sounds, because because the user didn't interact with it. So you need some kind of start button, right? The other issue is the sound. Ugh, the sound is really horrible. We need a subtle error sound. So let's not use any of the MIDI keyboard keys that we have. Maybe just browse the web and try to find a free sample of an error noise that we can use, or a library that can create it, but that sounds overkill. We don't really... Well, if there's a library that we can use with a bunch of UI sounds, we can use that and find the error from there. Yeah, so it's gonna do that now. We have the hint. That's another thing I was not sure about, because the hint, it's nice to have an idea of what you're going to play next. But it's confusing to me now that there's extra yellow keys. I don't know what to do with them basically. So it's very confusing what you see now, right? So I think by default we should disable the hint. I think it's enabled by default now. So can we disable the hint mode by default? We'll start with that. And that's such a horrible sound. Let me see. I think we're very close to actually releasing this. Can we do something about the hint? I would give it different colors, but then you still don't know which is going to come next. So I don't think that hint can be improved. We can add numbers, but that's so confusing too. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Right, those little yellow things are ugly. So we added the chords, like when there's keys shown in the canvas, the piano rain thingy, we added the chord names to it, right? DM, AM, whatever. But they're displayed in yellow now on the start of each note, and I think it would be nicer to display them in the way that we do it for the notes that you play on the piano as well. Like we display this blue little thing in the top of the screen. We can do that next to the piano rain as well. Like I would say centered, or the start of centered next to the keys that you're supposed to play on the left side. In a similar way, it could be a little bit smaller than the detected note from MIDI that we show on the top. From MIDI. M-I-D-E. M-I-D-I. An I in Dutch is called an E. Okay. I'll flip hint to off by default. Great. What else? It's supposed to fix the error sounds. There you go. Ooh, do we like that? No. Nah, that's not good. So the new error sound, it sounds a lot better, but it has two sounds, right? We don't want that. Let's play the last sound of that once. Because it is a nice sound. Okay. We let it run. Let it do its magic. Maybe I can play. We cannot do that. It's another thing. So if I want to play now, I can do it like this, I guess. delay that part. And ooh, it's come a lot later, I think. It's actually right at this good position. Anyway, get to that later. Let me see, that was finished. I restyled the chord labels and we can see that here. That's nice, that's nice. Although I wanted to have them to the left side. I meant actually to vertically center the chord labels and show them to the left, like maybe a few keys down in spacing, to the left of the first key, the most left key, and then like what, 50 pixels to the left of that, so that it doesn't cover any of the rain, but it shows on the left side vertically centered. Okay, but it looks a lot better already. The error sound. Is that good? Don't know. I think it's good. I think it's okay. Could it be quicker? No. It's a little weird, isn't it? Like you can see that it does receive the MIDI signal directly, but there's a little delay for any sound playing, I think. Because if I do it like this, that's weird. So if I use the on-screen keyboard, it plays the error directly, but if I use the MIDI keyboard, there's a delay. So if I play the on-screen keyboard, you can hear the error sound directly with the sound of the key that I press, but with the MIDI keyboard there's a delay, and that's weird because I don't see a delay in the highlight of the key that I press. So the highlight of the key that I press on the on-screen keyboard, if I play the key on the MIDI keyboard, the highlight on the on-screen keyboard is almost directly, immediately, but the sound comes later. That's weird. While when I press a key on the on-screen keyboard, the sound plays directly and the highlight is also directly. Is there any reason, is there any logic behind this happening? Can you research that? Okay, it should now be sitting to the left side. Yeah, but still not vertically centered. Like, why not? Why would it not do that? This is also weird. Maybe it's not weird. No, it's not weird. I don't know why it's not doing that. We need some extra spacing. So it's now vertically centered at the beginning, at the bottom of the rainfall, of the key of the rainfall. I don't know how to explain this correctly. So it's vertically centered at the bottom line of the rectangle shape of the key, right? Of the rainfall key. What I tried to say is let's vertically center it across the height of the rectangle, and we can also give it some more spacing. So it can be like 3 times the, maybe even 5 times the current spacing, the margin on the left. So that's a whole lot of context for Cloud to go through. saying that it should be like that I'm. How did it say that? That I don't notice. That like I expect piano-like immediacy. But there's definitely a little space, a little delay behind the arrow dropping in here. Well, could be actually, huh? So what if we disable the volume of the piano and put this on? Are we gonna? Oh, 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 right. We have to. So let's see. No, there's definitely a delay between the MIDI signal, but it's weird because the highlight is directly, right? Like you can literally see the highlight disappearing and then the sound playing. I'm testing on. I disabled the volume of my piano, and so the sound that we're hearing now is coming from the laptop. The thing is, when I press the key, I can see the highlight on the virtual piano in the web app, and then the note plays afterwards. Actually, wait. We can see the same here, right? The sound plays after the highlight, so I think it's just like you cannot help that. It's not that important anyway. Okay, we put the sound. Wow. We put the sound back and put this on the piano again, so that the sound from the laptop comes from the speakers of the piano. And now we want to disable this. I'm confused because this is not working now, is it? It's so I think the volume. I'm a little confused now. I think it's not respecting the, like I put like next to the Pianofall and then the model of piano I'm playing with, and in between that and the songs there's like a volume off button, a mute button, but I don't think it's respecting that now, because if I play something on the piano, like mute is enabled, volume is off. If I play something on the piano, the laptop, the virtual, like the tone.js is also being played. That should not be the case. But this is nice now. So it did fix the chords, the labels. That's great. Song library is there. The ear training works. I'm now checking if the sound that the piano makes from the laptop that comes at the same time of the arrow. that's just a delay that we are not going to solve, which and it's fine anyway. Let's see, I wanted to finish this and then we're going to deploy it and finish the video. And when we play in strict mode, well, it cannot play anymore now because what I can do is actually put the volume down. Yeah, good. Maybe I did have the volume down earlier as well. So that works. It's now in strict mode, and we can see that if I make a mistake, it's not going to accept it. It's not going to go to the next one. But if I go to flow, it should. The volume is not enabled, right? Yeah, now I hear it. No, it's not like Cloud is now telling me that the note itself is muted correctly, but the flow error sound is coming through, but that's not the case. I do literally hear the sound coming from my piano and then the tone.js sound playing as well, even though mute is disabled. Mute is enabled. Anyway. Oh. That's funny. I thought my face was in display as well, but it's not. So this is not the best camera position, I guess. Oh, maybe it should be a little lower. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get the piano and my face in the screen unless I move back a little bit. Hello. Yeah. I don't really have that space to put the camera back anymore, and I cannot move the keyboard more to this side either. So that means an extra camera setup like I did in the last video. Let me verify the deployed build actually contains the music CD. It's definitely not a still bundle. I don't know what went wrong here though. It's a lot faster now, isn't it? There's a lot less delay. Wow, that's interesting. Funny. Play like this. It's a very rich sound. Oof. So that's gonna go down. Practice drills. I don't know about that, but I wonder about this one. And that's another issue because in the practice drills we definitely don't want. Well, we can just switch to the strict mode actually. But I would say in general, I'll do that in the next update, in a future update. In general, in practice drills, we don't want the flow option. We don't want that to be an option. And to be honest, left and right should probably not be an option either. So found. I injected a fake MIDI device and measured actual audio muted. 0 voices, muted 6 voices. So it says it's correct, yet I'm experiencing something different. Well, actually it did work. Actually, oh no, we have the audio disabled. So weird. I'm lost. Huh. What are we gonna do with that? What are we gonna do with that? This is even more interesting. There's a larger delay when it's muted. That's so funny. So this is interesting. When the sound is enabled, so when it's not muted, there's almost no delay in what I play on the piano and the sound that I hear on the piano and what I hear from the browser. But when it is muted, there's a noticeable delay, as if there's at least 500 milliseconds delay. Almost no delay when it is muted, when it's not muted, but when it is muted, there's a longer delay. That's literally what I hear, and I don't know why. I don't think the sound is coming from any other place as well. That could be the case, right? But I don't think so. Can try it in Edge. No. Oh, it works in Edge. Maybe it was just a Chrome issue then. Windows, man. Chrome. Okay, it's fixed now. I guess it was. Yeah, that's what I expect. It's fixed. I think it was a Chrome cache issue then. We don't need that. Perfect. So everything works. Can you deploy it to the live environments? This is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna do this because I gave it access to the live environment but I don't think I saved that. Like it might have it in memory. Wait, we need to commit. Well, it's fine actually. We don't need to commit it. Everything's verified. Let me look at the deploy setup. I don't think there's a. I didn't build a deploy setup. So if it does this, then it knows it based on what we did before, and I did give it an SSH key that has access. So I generated an SSH key. Like I run everything in isolated containers that cloud has access to. So I generated an SSH key that has access to this instance. Yeah, seems like it can do that. There are two environments, virtualmediapiano.com. You've authorized it, so let me run the production deploy. Perfect. It should be live now. Yep. There you go. So, that's it. See you next time. See you next time.